Hello everyone, and welcome to How-FixIT. If your iPhone Air won't charge through USB-C, only charges at a certain angle, or keeps disconnecting, this video is for you. In this guide, I'll show you how to replace the USB-C charging port flex cable so everything works normally again. To complete this repair, you'll need a precision screwdriver set, plastic pry tools, tweezers, a suction cup, and a screen disassembly tool, which are all essential for safely opening an iPhone. You'll need a 9-volt battery with 2 wires and clamps to remove the battery. To restore water resistance, you'll also need adhesive sealing tape. I've included links to all the tools and replacement parts in the video description below. For the best results, I highly recommend using a magnetic mat to organize screws and small parts during disassembly. The iPhone Air has dozens of screws in different sizes, and a magnetic mat keeps everything secure and helps you put each screw back in the correct place during reassembly. Alright, let's get started. First, power off your iPhone and remove the 2 screws next to the USB-C port. Next, warm the bottom edge of the back glass for about 2 minutes. To warm it up, use a regular hair dryer. Heat the bottom edge until it feels slightly warm to the touch. This softens the waterproof adhesive and makes the phone much easier to open. Place a suction cup near the bottom edge of the back glass and pull up to create a small gap between the glass and the frame. Slide a thin blade into that gap, then begin separating the adhesive along the edge. Keep the back glass warm as you work your way around the perimeter. Warm adhesive releases far more easily. At the top edge, the back glass is held by 2 hinges. When you reach them, push the back glass slightly downward to release the hinges. Now open the iPhone, but don't rush. The back glass is still connected to the logic board by a cable. Remove the screws securing the brackets over the battery and wireless charging coil connector. Disconnect the charging coil and battery cable, then remove the back glass from the iPhone. I recommend covering the camera lens with a protective sticker to keep dust and debris off the glass while you work. If you don't have one, just be extra careful and avoid touching the lens. To remove the charging port flex cable properly, you'll need to take out the battery first. Because the battery is held in with electrically released adhesive, use a 9-volt battery with 2 wires and clamps to remove it safely. Using tweezers, gently peel back the silver adhesive tabs on the battery. Connect the red wire to the positive terminal and the black wire to the negative terminal of the 9-volt battery. Clip the red lead to the silver adhesive tab on the battery. Then clip the black lead to a good ground point, ideally the lower right grounding screw on the bottom speaker, since it's the most reliable connection and the one I recommend. Or you can also hold the black connector against the metal bracket. Hold a steady connection for at least 60 seconds. About 90 seconds is recommended for the most reliable release. If either clip slips or disconnects, reattach both clips and restart the timer. The connection must stay solid for the adhesive to release. Next, connect the red lead to the second silver adhesive tab on the battery. If your black lead is already clipped to the grounding screw near the bottom speaker, leave it there, no need to move it. Hold the connection for 60 to 90 seconds, then use a suction cup to gently lift the battery and remove it from the case. If the battery doesn't release, the most common causes are an unstable 9-volt source, the battery may be weak and needs replacing, or poor contact between the adhesive tabs and your wire clamps. Remove the screws securing the 2 metal brackets and a Taptic engine. Disconnect the Taptic engine cable and remove the module. Disconnect the charging port flex cable, then remove all screws securing it to the iPhone chassis. Now, carefully lift the USB-C port out of the chassis. If your iPhone Air won't charge through the USB-C port, only charges at an angle, keeps disconnecting, or shows messages like Accessory not supported or liquid detected, replacing this flex cable will typically resolve the issue. I've included a link to a compatible replacement charging port flex cable for the iPhone Air in the video description below. Place the USB-C port into the iPhone chassis, then secure the flex cable with the screws. Install the Taptic engine, then secure it to the chassis. Place the battery back into the iPhone housing and route the cable so the connector lines up cleanly with the logic board socket. If the battery's electro-adhesion tape is still in good condition, you can reuse it. If it's damaged, I've included a link to replacement adhesive tape in the video description below. Reconnect the back glass cable and the battery cable to the logic board, then power on the iPhone to test that everything works properly. After the first boot, verify that the USB-C port works properly using a known good cable. Once testing is complete, let's restore water resistance. I recommend covering the camera lens with a protective sticker to keep dust and debris off the glass. If you don't have one, just be extra careful and avoid touching the lens while you work. Remove all of the old adhesive from the iPhone frame. We'll replace it with new waterproof sealing tape to restore dust and moisture protection. Just keep in mind, this won't bring the phone back to factory water resistance, so it's best not to submerge it after the repair. If you don't have new adhesive tape ready, it's better to leave the old tape in place until you're prepared to replace it. Carefully align the new adhesive along the edges of the frame and make sure it sits evenly all the way around. Press it down around the entire perimeter using a plastic tool so it bonds securely. Then peel off the protective liner to expose the adhesive surface and continue with reassembly. Before installing the back panel, use an air blower to remove any dust from the components and the surrounding area. Reconnect the wireless charging coil and battery cables to the logic board, then reinstall the brackets and secure them with the screws. Remove the protective sticker from the camera lens and use the blower one more time to clear any dust around the camera area. Now, close the iPhone, press lightly along the edges of the back cover to ensure a tight fit, and reinstall the 2 screws next to the charging port to finish the assembly. If you found this guide helpful, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more tech tips and guides. Visit our website for more insights and do-it-yourself guides. Remember, every tech challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. Thanks for watching HowFixIT, and we'll see you in the next one.